Hey Aquarius, welcome to Intention 1111. Tonight I'm going to be doing your September read. I wanted to say thank you to all of you who have interacted with the channel. Subscribe, watch the videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Commented. If you'd like to book a personal read with me, you can reach me at intentions1111.com, or you can still reach me at the Jezebelway at gmail.com. I'm still taking requests there as well. If you've sent in a request, this evening I'm going to be answering those to schedule for the week if you're still interested. Thank you for the request. So let's see kind of what we've got going on. I think Mercury's coming out of retrograde. Venus is coming out of retrograde, but Jupiter's going into retrograde. So, to me, I'm not a professional astrologer, but there's always something going on, right? Important thing is to ground and try and understand to control the things you can. So, let's see what we've got for Aquarius for this month. Trust your gut feeling, Aquarius. Well, that's a heavy one. Let your heart lead you to who you are, not who people say you should be. But who are you really? Slow down to relax. Break to enjoy the beauty around you. So, for some of you, this is like needing to take a break or a vacation, or just slowing down and cutting out the unnecessary things in your life that keep you on a hamster wheel. Balanced life. Love seeks your well-being. Okay, that's an important one, because any kind of love that requires you to sacrifice who you are, and I'm not talking about compromise, I'm talking about sacrifice, okay, is not love, okay? Anything that tells you that you got to set yourself on fire to make somebody else keep them warm is not love. Anyone who's trying to constantly change your personality or change who you are is not love. Okay? So let's see what we've got here. Trust your gut feeling. Some of you may be getting downloads during this period of time that, you really need to take a look at something, or something just isn't sitting right. However your intuition talks to you, right? But there's something here that you need to trust yourself about. Something that you're not acting on that you need to be acting on. So the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse as a block. Right next to it, you have the Fool, and you have the Queen of Pentacles. So somebody here in the Tower. So somebody here is kind of taking risks that they know they shouldn't take. Something is imbalanced. Something isn't, something isn't right, but you continue to do it anyway, right? And now it's acting as a block in your life. It may be affecting your money. It may be affecting your stability. It may be affecting your inner stability. And that is, you're fixing to run out of gas, right? Boom, kaboom, the Tower. You've got your back turned toward the Fool card, okay? So even though you know better, right, you're doing this as a means of validating, or someone here is, right? Switch it how you need to. You guys know how this works. You're doing this as a means of continuing with something because you're afraid of an idea of failure creeping back up in your life. So some of you need to reevaluate what it means to fail and succeed. What does that mean to you? Why does it have to be considered a failure? I think anything you continue doing, that's not in your best interest to do is failing. You know, not the idea of something being over or shutting down. What I'm getting here is someone continuing to stay in relationship or someone continuing to stay in something. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's the way you're spending your money. Whatever resonates, okay? But somebody is afraid to break ties with something because they think that that signifies failure or that they're incapable of being able to fulfill something in a stable way. Life changes, things come in and out of our life, and we have to roll with those changes. We have to go where the love is. We have to go what's the most beneficial place for us, right? And that doesn't always mean staying with something or in something because we're afraid of people thinking that we're a failure, which also serves to the ego with validation and how people perceive us. So you're trying to, or someone here is trying to have this idea that they've got it all under control because they don't want people to think that they're out of control, right? But I will tell you something. Sometimes you got to get a little bit out of control to get your control back. In other words, sometimes you can't worry, about what other people are going to think or say or do if you go left and they think you should go right. Because they're not driving your bus. They're not living your life, okay? And at the end of the day, people go home to their families, their spouses, their home, their job, their whatever they've got in their own world. And they're going to do what's best for them. And they're not even given one thought to what's best for you or what you should be doing that's best for you. So if someone out there is struggling with that idea, just remember, you have to move in a way that's best for you. You can't worry about the validation of others. And if someone wants to throw the past in your face, that's someone who wants to control you. That's someone who wants you to feel lesser than them. They don't like it. They want you to be in a position because they can understand that when you were in that position. Let those people flow out of your life as they're supposed to. So don't allow your past mistakes to dictate how you move in the future, how you move right now. Because if you don't have those past mistakes, you don't learn anything either. So, at any rate, that's a whole other can of worms there. I'm like, boom, 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 getting all kinds of stuff there. But let's move on. You have this idea of that you have to be trapped in something. For some of you, this is about a job. You've got the 8 of coins in reverse here next to the 8 of swords. Somebody feels like they have to stay trapped, and now Aquarius, here you are as the King of Swords. They have to stay trapped in something here that's not working, right? They have to stay trapped in something here, and the job is going south in a hurry if it's a job, right? They're not feeling it anymore. There's something happening here, and it's in response to your position. For some of you, it's in response to your position. King of Swords is an official person. It's a upper management supervisor, whatever you want to put on it. And being in control or having the perceived idea to others that you're in control. But really what's happening here is a great deal of anxiety, sleepless nights, great deal of nervousness, lack of sleep, racing thoughts continuously in your mind, and you're faced with the decision. The center of your read is the 2 of Wands. You have to make a decision about something that's not working anymore in your life. So go where your heart is. I've got the King of Cups next to the 2 of Swords. Go where your heart is. You're feeding an illusion that's only working outside of you. I've got a lot of swords in this read. Lot of swords. 7 of swords, 8 of swords, 9 of swords, 10 of swords. Page of Pentacles. Someone needs to start all over here. I mean, fuck the haters, right? Somebody needs to start all over here. I'll tell you something. When my kids were little, I moved 2 states over with 3 small children. With absolutely, I was flat on my ass, okay? But I knew that I had to get out of where I was, right? And that was the decision. That was my choice. That was the only choice I felt like I had, right? And it was bumpy for a few years. It sure was. However, what I gained out of that far outweighs my fear of staying in something and around an environment that wasn't conducive to my growth or my mental health. So, I say that to say this. The decision that you make is for you and your happiness and your mental health and your stability. No matter what anyone thinks or says or does, they're not in charge of you or your happiness or your health. Don't make decisions based on what other people think. People are going to think what they think, regardless of what you do. You can't chase that, right? A lot of swords here. Someone has a lot of anxiety, a lot going on under the surface. And they're trying very hard to keep it all together and appear like everything's okay, and it's simply not. So if it were at any time, the time to make a change, now is the time. Sometimes we can't let things run their full course, because by the time they run their full course, how are you going to be when it gets there? Just think about that for a little while. Center of your read, 2 of Wands, making a decision regarding work or something that's not working in your life. King of Swords here is trying to hold it all together, right? I've got this. I'm okay to the outside world. Behind closed doors, someone here is having emotional breakdowns and meltdowns and anxiety-ridden nights and no peace. You can't worry about what others think. Your peace is far more valuable than someone else's opinion. And you have to learn to protect your peace at all costs. Right? And those people who aren't supportive of you or who want to judge you or criticize in a way that's not supportive or helpful to you, you need to close the door on those people. They don't belong in your circle anymore, right? There is an idea that someone wants to start all over. They're tired of carrying the burden and the weight of something or being in charge of something here. And they want to do what they love, or they want to go where they are loved. Go with your heart is the decision that you should make. Is what I'm doing presenting chaos in my life, or is what I'm doing giving me peace about my life? And a fat bank account and a nice house and a nice car in peace. Sometimes it's not peace. Sometimes it's more chaos and more work that takes you further away from your authenticity. So, someone wants to start all over. So, the craziest thing is happening now. You remember that old show called Cheers? And that song, you want to go where everybody knows your name? It's some kind of idea like that. It's starting over at a page level instead of a king level, getting back to basics, wanting to start all over at a lower level where maybe there's some, anonymity, maybe there's not, but it's something that you're coming full circle toward, right? I don't know why that theme song's run in my head, but it's there, so maybe that means something to somebody out there. Going back to a place where you felt like you could do what you needed to do. You were happy, you were peaceful. A reset, right? And you should go where your heart is the point of all of that. Quit feeding this illusion that's killing you every single day. Whoever, whatever that's for. Let's kind of see this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse here. Let's just kind of, you have options. Even though you don't think that you have options, you do. You know, your energy cards up top have the major arcana, but your spread here doesn't. So it's not fixed. It's not finite. Every day is a new opportunity to change something, right? So let's see what this Eight of Pentacles is talking about. Three of Wands in the reverse. Opportunities. No opportunities. You need to move away from something that's not working. You have the World card. Whatever this is, it's run its course. Excuse me. Whatever this is, it's run its course. And as I've said through the last 3 videos I've done this evening, if you hang on, you get dragged. You want to keep hanging on to something that's an illusion and is not really existing or working for you anymore, you're going to get dragged, and you're going to be dragging yourself. This cycle here has got to come to a close. And if you don't pay attention to your windows of opportunity to close cycles out in your life, that's when you get the Tower. Boom. And your Wheel of Fortune cards in the reverse. Until you face this idea, you're going to keep running into that wall. Kaboom. Then, when you're at this page level, you can move forward. So that's kind of how that works. For some people, that's kind of how it works. Quit feeding an illusion in your life, whatever that is, okay? For me, it's like, yeah, I'm going to get all the laundry done today. That's an illusion I tell myself every single weekend. Does it ever happen? Absolutely not. But I tell myself that because I really think I'm going to get it done. So even an example as simple as that is telling yourself that something's working. You just need to give it more time, or today's the day that it's going to work. And it doesn't, and it never does. That's when you have to reevaluate, right? You have to reset. For me, it's like, you know what? The laundry's going to be there 5, 7, 25 days a week. I'm always going to be doing laundry. So I'm not going to get in a damn hurry about it. Okay? But that's a minimal thing. But day after day after day of telling yourself that something's working that simply isn't working, and you just keep hanging on to something that's dragging your ass, you got to let it go. You got to let that cycle close down. It has already served whatever purpose in your life it was meant to serve for you. So that's about letting seasons change in your life, letting things come in and out of your life. Thank you for presenting this opportunity to me to learn from it. Now it's time for me to move and flow into something else. It's time to me to flow into something else in my life. And the desire of whatever energy is here is to go back to basics. Go back to a place and time in which they were happy. Now that in itself may be an illusion. Okay, because the idea of you can never really go back home is true. You can go back home, but you may be different when you get there, right? But somebody has the desire, the deep desire here to go back to a place in their life in which they were happiest. And so instead of trying to recapture that moment, think about the elements in that moment that made you happy, that contributed to your happiness, and go from there. So Aquarius, it looks like some of you have some decisions to make here. Page of Cups and Ace of Swords on the bottom, Six of Cups. So something is meant to be fated to happen here in your life. Judgment's already been called on this situation. It's time to move forward. The deception is continuing to fool yourself. Once you realize that it's an illusion you keep contributing to every day, boom, your offer, boom, your opportunity, boom, your balance and your peace and your harmony, boom, your events, your happiness, your balance coming back together, coming back into balance with oneself. It's a matter of you understanding here that something has run its course. So let's get some advice cards on it. Pretty heavy energy, Aquarius. A big decision here. Go where your heart is. Show me some advice. Be authentic. Everything else is just exhausting, and you are wearing yourself out trying to continue with an illusion. Stop giving away your power right now. Feeding into something that really doesn't exist exerts a lot of energy. You're already not getting a lot of sleep. What has your inner voice been asking of you? Again, going back, not necessarily to recreate the same moment, but going back to elements that you can bring into your life that were existing at that time that contributed to your happiness. Listen and act on that inner voice. Listen to your body. Do what your body's telling you to do. Body's saying, I'm tired, I'm worn out, I'm not sleeping, I'm not getting fed. I need a rest. I need to slow things down. I need to make my life more conducive to happiness and joy and rest. Right? Give yourself some credit. Okay? For doing a good job at this whole living thing. It's not easy, especially in today's day and age. Since 2019, this has been a fuck show, okay? I mean, am I right? We've been dodging everything from damn viruses to freaking aliens coming. Oh, they're real. You know, so it's been kind of like the Twilight Zone here, right? But we're making it, right? We're getting there. We're doing what we can, our best every day. But something that you keep contributing to is wearing you out. And it's time to allow a reset to come into your world. So Aquarius, that's what I have for you guys, and I will see y'all later.